Grady here. So today I have a horror book haul for you. These are actually books that I purchased from Barnes & Noble over the past, I don't know, quite a few months. So let's just get started. They are mostly horror, but not all of them are horror, and some of them you have seen before and some of them you haven't. I'll explain. Let's just get into it. Let me grab them. Okay, I'm really excited about these. Okay, the first one, I'm pretty sure that I haven't shown you any other than the two that were in a different video. So the first one we have here is Bentley Little. This is called The Haunted. So the back just says, Julian and Claire Perry and their two children, Megan and James, have made the move to a bigger, nicer home in the city's historic district, but something isn't right. The neighbors seem reluctant to visit. Claire can't shake the feeling that something is watching her. Megan receives increasingly menacing and obscure texts, and James is having terrible dreams. No wonder, considering what he's seen in the corner of the basement, staring at him and shuffling ever so slowly. Closer, ever so slowly. I'm sorry, I can't read. Pity no one warned them about the house, but it's too late because the darkness at the bottom of the stairs is rising. So I found this at Barnes & Noble in the horror section, and I thought, ooh, maybe this will be a creepy haunted house story that really freaks me out. And so I got that guy. Next up, we have Dan Simmons, A Winter Haunting. And this one says, a once respected college professor and novelist, Dale Stewart, has sabotaged his career and his marriage, and now darkness is closing in on him. In the last hours of Halloween, he has returned to the dying town of Elm Haven, his boyhood home, where he hopes to find peace and isolation. But moving into the long deserted farmhouse on the far outskirts of town, the one-time resident of a strange and brilliant friend who lost his young life in a grisly accident back in the terrible summer of 1960 is only the latest of his long succession of recent mistakes. Sorry, the cat's doing something, summoning demons or whatever. Because Dale is not alone, he has been followed to this house of shadows by private demons who are now twisting his reality into horrifying new forms, and a thick blanketing early snow is starting to fall. So this one I thought sounded interesting because I don't know if it's the demons of his past that are following him or literal demons. I don't know. So I thought that that would be a good book to read, and I will read it before Halloween so that I can recommend it to you guys in October if it is good, you know. So that's my plan for that guy. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this book. This might be the most exciting I've been about a book in a long time. This is called The Case Against Satan by Ray Russell. This was published in 1962. So this was before The Exorcist was made. But listen, by the 20th century, the exorcism had all but vanished, wiped out by modern science and psychology. But Ray Russell resurrected the ritual with the classic 1962 horror novel, giving new rise to the exorcism on page, on screen, and even in real life. Teenager Susan Garth was a clean-talking, sweet little girl before she started acting strangely, a sudden aversion to churches and a newfound fondness for vulgarity. Then one night she strips in front of the parish priest and sinks her nails into his throat. If not madness, the answer must be demonic possession. To vanquish the demon, Bishop Crimmings recruits a young priest with a taste for modern ideas and brandy. As the two men fight the darkness tormenting Susan, their struggle turns them against each other, and all the while a soul-chilling revelation lurks in the shadows, one which knows that the darkest evil goes by many names. I don't know, I really thought The Exorcist was one of the first books to popularize maybe not the first, but I guess the first in mainstream media, and so it's kind of interesting that this came out just a few years before. It sounds really creepy, and I'm so interested to read it. Possession stories really creep me out. So let me know if you guys have read this. I will absolutely 1000% read this as soon as humanly possible and let you guys know how good it is because I am so excited about that book. Okay, the next thing that I got, I may have showed this to you. I don't remember. But I got the novelization of Halloween, the remake guy. I don't know why I got it. I just saw it at the used bookstore and I thought like, I'll try it. It's by John Passarella. I don't know, I thought maybe I would do a video on novelizations. I don't know, let me know if you guys think that that would be interesting, but I did pick that guy up. So the next two So the next two I talked about in my winter book recommendations, but these were both new books that I purchased. This one is Sherry Lapina, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know, actually I have no idea. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Called An Unwanted Guest. This is This is just about people that go to a hotel and in a winter storm, they're kind of cut off from everything. The power goes out and then people start getting killed off one by one. It's a whodunit story, but it's really good and I really enjoyed it. It's in my winter recommendations book, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. And same with this next one. This is Voices in the Dark by Darcy Coates. I did say that this one was definitely a book that if you told me about, I'd be like, not a story for me. Really glad that I read it. A lot more romance than anything in here, but I really enjoyed it. I don't really know how to describe it. So there's these quiet zones that pop up everywhere, and if you go in, you don't ever come back out, and people don't know what's going on in these quiet zones, and it turns out there are these like monster beings in there. This girl's trying to get to her family but crashes her car and ends up being taken into a like pretty big manor and cared for by a man, and blah 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 blah. It unfolds from there. But both of them I really liked. This next one I am so excited for. I've been wanting this book for so long, and I saw it at the bookstore and I was like, I just have to buy it. So this is Paperbacks from Hell, the twisted history of the 70s and 80s horror fiction by Grady Hendricks. So this is the author of My Best Friend's Exorcism. He has other ones too, but that's the only one that I have purchased personally. This is so amazing. So you go through and it's broken up into specific categories, and then he just has a bunch of paperbacks from that, like in that genre. From the 70s and 80s, as well as there's some text too, so I'm assuming descriptions of them and whatnot, but it looks so amazing. And so I just thought that this would be really cool to read through and then be able to find more books that are a bit more unique, and then maybe be able to find them on like thrifting websites or maybe at used bookstores or what have you. But here are kind of the segments. So there's Hail Satan and Creepy Kids and When Animals Attack and science fiction and all sorts of stuff. Some of these I have heard of, you know, some of these are bigger, more well-known books, but then a lot of them I've never heard of, and some of them I just look at the front page and I'm like, I have to purchase that. Like for example, this one I have. You know what I mean? Like it's such a cool book. I'm so excited about this. I've wanted it forever. I've kind of looked at it from afar, and now that I have it, I'm definitely going to be going through and picking books from this and hopefully being able to find them somewhere and reading them, and I will give you all sorts of review on the books in this and as I go through it. So stay updated, stay with me for updates. Okay, the next one is not a horror book, but this one is The Bright Future, a memoir by Bobby Hall. So this is Logic's memoir. I bought his fiction thriller book, which I will be reviewing soon, but I think the reason why my husband really wanted this one was because it was a signed copy and we thought it was really cool. Plus I'm just a huge Logic fan, so I wanted to read it, but it's obviously not anything that has to do with horror, but I thought I'd show it to you anyways. And this last book was actually my husband's, but I have to show it to you because it's so cool. So if you don't know, which obviously, why would you, because I've never said it before, but my husband is a really amazing cook. He loves cooking. He's fantastic at it. Honestly, his food is fantastic. And he's also a very bougie person. I am not. We are very opposite people, but he's like he's a bougie man. And so he bought this book, which I thought was just perfect for him, but it's called Feeding Hannibal, a Connoisseur's Cookbook. But it's essentially just like really fancy meals, you know, in here. But the back is really funny, so that's really why I wanted to show it to you. But it's just kind of, you know, like snooty food. That's what I would call it. But the back is funny. It says, disclaimer, this book is intended for fannibals and foodies, not cannibals. Please don't eat your friends. So that's what it says on the back here. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that this was perfect for him because it's like, well, perfect to be in our house because it's a combination of, you know, my love and his. But they have funny things in here like pinhead pork belly with sugarcane skewers, and it looks like a little Cenobite from Hellraiser. So I don't know, I just thought that this was really fun. Maybe we can make some of these for a video or something. That would be kind of fun. Like that Hellraiser one I think would be fun. But yeah, not all of it is horror related. Like this is just Rack of Sacrificial Lamb, and it's just lambs. But some of it is more intended for like a horror audience, and I don't know, I thought it was really neat. So that is this book. This is definitely for my husband. Do not allow me into a kitchen. I will burn the place down and probably poison everybody. But isn't that such a cool book? Anyways, this is what I got from Barnes & Noble over the past few months, and I just wanted to share that with you. I am going to film one more video, and then I am off to the used bookstore to try to find a specific book in my mind specifically. I'm looking for one thing, but I'm gonna come back with another haul. So stay tuned if you are interested in more hauls, and I've got some fun videos coming up, so I will see you soon with another horror video. Bye guys.